What are the Four Noble Truths? A simple explanation. Greetings, my dear friends. Wherever you are, whether in the heart of a bustling city, a quiet village, or simply sitting with this moment, I'm grateful to share this space with you. For over 5 decades, I've walked the path of meditation and mindfulness, from the serene monasteries of Thailand to the noisy streets of New York, from the Himalayan foothills to the sunlit shores of California. I've sat with kings and farmers, CEOs and children, all seeking the same thing: peace, clarity, a way to ease the burdens of the heart. And through all these years, one teaching has remained my compass, my anchor, my gift to the world: the Four Noble Truths of the Buddha. Picture us gathered now, perhaps under the sprawling branches of a Bodhi tree, its leaves rustling softly in the wind, or maybe in a cozy room with a cup of tea warming your hands. I'm not here to lecture you with dry philosophy or drown you in ancient jargon. No, my friends, I'm here to speak as one soul to another, to unwrap these truths like a gift you can hold, feel, and carry into your life. They're simple yet profound, practical yet transformative. They meet you exactly where you are, whether you're wrestling with heartbreak, chasing a dream, or just trying to make sense of this wild, beautiful, messy world. So, let's sit together in this moment. Take a deep breath. Let the noise of the day soften. And let's journey into the heart of the Buddha's wisdom, step by step, truth by truth. The first noble truth: life contains suffering. The first truth is where we begin, and it's the one that stops us in our tracks. Life, as we experience it, contains suffering. The Buddha called this dukkha, a Pali word that's hard to pin down in English but carries the weight of unease, dissatisfaction, and pain. Imagine a potter's wheel spinning just slightly off-center. Sometimes it hums along smoothly, sometimes it wobbles, and sometimes it grinds painfully against itself. That's dukkha. It's not that life is all darkness, far from it. The Buddha saw the joy in a child's smile, the grace of a deer in the forest, the quiet beauty of dawn. But he also saw what we often turn away from: suffering weaves itself into the fabric of our days. Let me take you back to a moment in my own life. Years ago, I was teaching a retreat in the mountains of northern India, near Dharamsala. The air was crisp, the peaks glowed with snow, and a group of us sat in a circle, meditating in silence. Among us was a woman named Priya, a schoolteacher from Delhi. One evening, she approached me, her eyes heavy with tears. "Master," she said, "I've lost my son to illness. I've prayed, I've worked hard, I've tried to be good, why is there still so much pain?" Her voice trembled, and I felt the weight of her question echo through the years I'd spent listening to countless others ask the same. I took her hand and said, "Priya, the Buddha didn't promise a life without pain. He promised us the courage to see it. Suffering isn't a punishment, it's a truth. We lose those we love. Our bodies ache or grow frail. Our plans crumble. Even in moments of triumph, a promotion, a wedding, a perfect sunset, there's a shadow of knowing it won't last. This is dukkha, the big pains that knock us down and the small ones that nibble at our peace. I've seen it everywhere. In a Tokyo subway, I watched a businessman in a sharp suit stare blankly at his phone, his shoulders slumped with exhaustion. In a village in Vietnam, I met a fisherman whose nets came up empty day after day, his worry etched into his face. In Los Angeles, a young actor told me of the loneliness behind her Instagram perfect life. Physical pain, emotional wounds, the restless itch for something more, these are threads that connect us all. But here's where the magic begins: seeing suffering isn't the end, it's the start. The Buddha didn't point to dukkha to trap us in despair. He pointed to it so we could stop running, stop pretending, and face it with open eyes. Let's try it now. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in deeply, then out. Where do you feel dukkha in your life? Is it a tightness in your chest? A worry looping in your mind? A memory that stings? Don't push it away. Just sit with it, like you'd sit with a friend. This is the first truth: suffering is real, and acknowledging it is the seed of liberation. Underscore 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 underscore. A deeper look, the many faces of suffering. Let's peel this back further. Dukkha isn't just one thing, it wears many masks. The Buddha spoke of three kinds. First, there's the obvious suffering, dukkha, the pain we all recognize, a broken leg, a fever, the grief of loss. I remember a time in Thailand, during my early years as a monk, when I fell ill with dysentery. My body burned, my strength faded, and for days I could barely rise from my mat. That was dukkha in its rawest form, sharp and undeniable. Then there's the suffering of change, viparinama dukkha. This one sneaks up on us. Think of a perfect day, you're laughing with friends, the sun is warm, everything feels right. Then the sun sets, the moment passes, and a quiet ache settles in. I once led a retreat in Tuscany, Italy, surrounded by rolling hills and vineyards. The participants were radiant with joy until the final day, when tears flowed as they packed their bags. Even happiness, when it fades, reveals dukkha. Finally, there's the subtlest kind, sankhara dukkha, the suffering of conditioned existence. This is the unease of being human, of always wanting, always becoming. In New York, I met a Wall Street trader who'd made millions. I thought money would free me, he said, but now I'm terrified of losing it. His wealth didn't erase the restlessness, it fed it. That's sankhara dukkha, the wheel keeps spinning because we're caught in the cycle of craving and aversion. A practice, facing suffering with compassion. Let's pause for a meditation. Sit comfortably, wherever you are. Rest your hands gently on your lap. Close your eyes if it feels right. Take 3 slow breaths, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Now, bring to mind a place in your life where you feel dukkha. Maybe it's a recent argument, a fear about tomorrow, or an old wound that still whispers. Picture it like a guest at your door. Don't fight it. Say softly in your mind, I see you, suffering. I'm here with you. Breathe into it for a minute or two. Feel its edges soften. When you're ready, open your eyes. How does that feel? This is the first truth in action, not just a concept, but a living encounter. The second noble truth, suffering has a cause. Now we move to the second truth, suffering isn't random. It has a cause, a root we can trace. The Buddha named it tanha, craving, thirst, desire, and paired it with ignorance, the fog that keeps us from seeing clearly. This isn't about blame, it's about understanding. We suffer because we cling to things, to people, to stories about who we are, and because we miss the deeper truth of life. Let me share a story. Years ago, in a meditation hall in Kyoto, Japan, I met a man named Hiroshi. He was a successful architect, mid-40s, with a sharp mind and a quiet demeanor. During a private talk, he confessed, I'm addicted to my work. I design buildings that win awards, but I can't sleep. I'm always planning the next one, terrified I'll fail. I asked him, what are you chasing? He paused, then said, I don't know, security? Respect? That was tanha at work, craving for achievement, for a self-image he could hold up like a shield. But the more he grasped, the more he suffered. Craving comes in 3 flavors, the Buddha taught. There's craving for pleasure, chasing the next high, whether it's a delicious meal, a new gadget, or a fleeting romance. I've seen it in retreat centers, students sneaking glances at their phones, longing for a hit of distraction. Then there's craving for existence, wanting to be seen, to matter, to carve our name into the world. And finally, craving for non-existence, wishing pain away, avoiding what's hard. All 3 spin the wheel of dukkha. Ignorance fuels this fire. Not ignorance as stupidity, but as a blind spot. We think I am separate, solid, permanent, when really, we're a dance of change, breath, thoughts, feelings, all flowing like a river. I recall a retreat in Bali where a woman stormed out of a session, furious. I can't meditate, she shouted. Later, she returned, sheepish. I was clinging to being good at it, she said. That clinging, born of not seeing her true nature, was her suffering's root. Everyday examples, craving in modern life. Let's bring this home. You're stuck in traffic, horn blaring, why the anger? You're craving control, a smooth ride that didn't come. You scroll social media, jealous of someone's vacation photos, craving their life, not yours. You replay an argument in your head, wishing you'd won, craving a different past. I've watched this in Silicon Valley boardrooms, where tech moguls chase the next billion, and in rural schools, where kids crave approval from peers. It's universal. Once, in a London workshop, a young man asked, "If I stop wanting things, won't I lose ambition?" I smiled. The Buddha didn't say stop living, he said stop clinging. Want wisely, but don't let it own you. That's the key. Desire isn't the enemy, attachment is. A practice, tracing the root. Try this. Sit quietly. Breathe deeply 5 times. Now think of a recent moment of suffering, a frustration, a sadness. Ask yourself, what was I craving? What did I want to hold or push away? Maybe it was peace during a noisy day, or love from someone who didn't give it. Trace it back gently, like following a stream to its source. Then whisper to yourself, this craving isn't me. It's just a visitor. Let it float by. This is the second truth alive in you. The third noble truth, suffering can end. Here's the turning point, the breath of hope, suffering can end. The Buddha called this nirodha cessation, the stilling of the storm. It's not a fantasy of a perfect world with no pain, it's a peace that blooms when craving fades and wisdom dawns. This is the heart of liberation, and it's not reserved for saints or monks, it's for you, me, all of us. I'll never forget a moment in a forest monastery in Sri Lanka. I'd been meditating for days, wrestling with doubts about my path. One morning, as the sun rose, a stillness settled over me, not dramatic, just clear. The chatter of "I need this, I fear" that dissolved, and there was just presence. That was a taste of nirodha. Not an escape from life, but a freedom within it. I've seen it in others too. In a retreat in Colorado, a woman named Sarah, a nurse, shared her story. I used to dread my shifts, sick patients, endless stress. Then I started letting go of needing everything to be okay. Now I just do my best, and I'm lighter. That's cessation, not changing the world, but changing how we meet it. The Buddha reached this under the Bodhi tree, facing every temptation, desire, fear, doubt, and letting them pass. He didn't conquer suffering by force, he released it by understanding. And he promised we could too, not tomorrow, not in another life, but here. What liberation feels like. It's not numbness or detachment from joy. Pain still comes, I stub my toe, I miss a friend, but it doesn't stick. In a Paris cafe, I once watched a man spill coffee on his shirt. He laughed, shrugged, and sipped what was left. Compare that to another day, in a Bangkok market, where a vendor screamed over a dropped coin. Same event, different clinging, different suffering. Liberation is that laugh, it's freedom in the mess. A practice, tasting freedom. Sit with me now. Close your eyes. Breathe in for 4 counts, out for 6. Picture a craving, a want, a worry. See it as a cloud in the sky. Don't grab it, don't push it. Just watch it drift. Feel the space it leaves behind. Rest there for a minute. That space is nirodha. Open your eyes when you're ready. The fourth noble truth, there's a path to freedom. The final truth is the roadmap, there's a path out of suffering, the noble eightfold path. It's 8 steps, woven together, right view, intention, speech, action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, concentration. Don't let the word right scare you, it's not about perfection, it's about alignment with truth and kindness. In a retreat in Australia, a farmer asked, "How do I do all that?" I said, "Start small. See life clearly today. Wish no harm. Speak gently. Act with care. That's the path. It's not a ladder to climb, it's a way to live." I've seen it work in a Brazilian slum, where a mother chose honesty over theft, in a German office, where a man traded gossip for silence. The path in action. Let's break it down later, but for now, imagine waking up tomorrow. You see your stress, view, intend peace, intention, greet your family kindly, speech, help a neighbor, action. That's the path unfolding. A practice, 1 step today. Pick one, say, write speech. For the next hour, speak only what's true and helpful. Notice how it feels. That's the fourth truth alive. Closing, your journey begins. These four noble truths, suffering, its cause, its end, the path, are your lantern. In my years across the globe, I've seen them light up lives. They're not dogma, they're a practice. Start now. Breathe. See. Let go. Walk. May you find peace, my friend.